Hello gamers, how we doing? Week 3 of the Gielinor games is here. In the first week, I was like, the prize pool might get up to 30 billion this season, guys, since last season it was 30 billion, and we are at 32 on episode 3. That is insane. So it's just so cool seeing history being made, like the literal biggest prize pool on any like game show type thing for RuneScape, and just seeing it go higher and higher and break records every time. It's just really fun to keep track of. So much to talk about this week. What an eventful week. Once again, if you don't know what this is, click the link in the description. I'm a contestant on the greatest game show in RuneScape. Go watch, get caught up. It's such good content. I'm just going to get straight into it. I sent West Ham into the banning last week. So coming into week 3, I was feeling a little uneasy that a sabotage may be coming my way. And it did. We are in a big team versus big team money making challenge this week. And I'm going to be starting with no money because he uses the sabotage on me. Pretty expected, and the sabotage this week is pretty brutal. So I'm going to be starting the challenge with no money, whereas all my other teammates are getting 100k, and I'm also going to have 100k taken away from my final total. A very brutal sabotage, but also on the scariest challenge so far, because in a big team versus big team challenge, this is like really the week that you don't want to lose. Because guess what? Only the people on the losing team can go into the banning. There's so few places to hide. Only 8 people can be voted in because the losing team only has 8 people. So that's super dangerous. You do not want to lose a big team challenge. It's really important that you don't. So you have to do everything in your power to win, which is kind of why I decided to go for a big gamble this week. I figure, well, we're sabotaged, you know, we didn't pick our team. I kind of want to go for a gamble. And I went for what I thought had the best risk to reward profile, and I had a really good challenge this week. But I will say it's so funny seeing people in the comments saying like how hard I beasted this challenge, when in reality I took a very big risk. It was a huge risk, and if it hadn't worked out, I would have been ridiculed for this play. I could have thrown this challenge for my team. Like, let's not kid ourselves. I got very lucky this week that the Piscator's General Store delivered. West Ham got to pick the teams and made it extremely fair, which is wild. He did not have to do that, but he did. And then I decided to go for this Piscator's shop method, which I'm familiar with. Funny enough, as it turns out, we would have won no matter what. I didn't even have to go for this gamble. Our team was just that good. But it did still matter that I made the most money, because that got me back into the tribunal, which is super important. Essentially, the TLDR for you is, this shop is used by all high-level Ultimate Ironmen because it's both a bank and a general store. I used to be a very active high-level Ultimate Ironman. So you can unnote things here, you can sell them, train your levels, sell supplies. It's the best shop in the game to do that as an Ultimate. And then anyone can come to this shop and buy your supplies at a giga discount. In fact, right after the Gielinor Games episode aired this week, I went over there and recorded this clip. Oh, yep. Elican, I'm guessing this guy's an Ultimate Ironman. Yes, a 1950 total Ultimate Ironman, and he is training crafting. So he is selling his emeralds here, and this guy under him is buying them, I guess. Lord Pig. This is 350 GP profit per emerald. That's better margins than the U longbows I was buying during the challenge, which is crazy. And this guy is profiting. I'm so curious. Did you just watch the GG episode? Maybe. That's so funny. He literally just watched it and then came over here to try to find some things to buy. You can literally probably make like 100k every couple minutes just from this guy cutting his gems, which is insane. It's such a good, I'm guessing this method is probably going to be dead for a few months. But I mean, Ultimate Ironmen are still going to be selling their stuff here. So now after this challenge ended, I did have a couple of regrets, and my main regret is I wish I made less money. I wish I made like 700k less, or maybe even like a million less. I wish I got second or third on my team. I feel like I may be getting in over my head with my public image now, and I really might be getting on people's radars, which is not something I thought I was doing until today. Making like 800k more than second place definitely made me stand out this week, and just third tribunal in a row. I wish I could take some eyes off me. I just don't know, like, is it too late to walk back that image? I wish I made less money this week. I wish I did. So I hope I'm not making enemies. That's the big thing. I hope the eyes aren't on me. I hope that the normal threats, the most competitive threats like Bodhi and Soul Mission, are still people's focus. That is definitely one thing that I regret this week. But either way, it is good because I genuinely think it would have gone down a lot differently had I not been in that tribunal. Me, Roydy, and Mr. Mammal go in there, and Solo Mission's name immediately gets thrown around, and I can't be having that. My job is to protect that man. I need him, and honestly, a sentence gets thrown around in this tribunal that makes me rethink my strategy a little bit. Essentially, Mammal just kind of starts off the tribunal by being like, I can't send in foe. Like, that's my one thing. I can't send in foe. He's my friend, so I won't vote for him. I genuinely wasn't sure if the farmers were playing together fully or not. But Mammal saying that told me, like, okay, the 4 farmers in this game right now are unbreakable. They are playing together. They're probably making decisions together. Like, the acknowledgement of that made it click for me. So it's dangerous if we let this group get deep in the game. That's the mindset shift I'm having, like, halfway through this tribunal. So I managed to convince the 2 farmers to send in Dino today instead of Solo Mission, which is really good. It goes back to what I was saying last recap where I wanted PKers gone. I didn't see Dino as a massive threat in anything but PvP, but I figured the odds of him losing the banning were like 70-30, 80-20 if it's not PvP, and we just had a PvP banning. Surely we don't get another one. And yeah, you can send someone really good in, like, yeah, maybe we send in Bodhi, maybe we send in someone else. The whole strat is eliminate a threat in a different part of the game, Dino, PvP, and they actually go home. You've made no enemies. There's no revenge to be taken. Maybe Dino's friends can, but Dino himself can't do anything about it, right? So that's the thought process. But now it's looking like the farmers may be a more immediate threat than some of the PvPers left on the cast. You may also notice that when it was time to announce the person going into the banning, I was a lot more particular with how I handled that situation. Basically, Mammal was the first one to say something, and I just said, I second that vote. Because I feel like when you say the name first, you're the one that's associated with that person going in. I feel like it does make a big difference if you're the first one to say the name. And I just wanted to be as much on the radar as possible, so I second that vote. Roydy said I third that vote. And when I say under the radar, I mean as much under the radar as I possibly can be, because obviously, like I said, I've already sold this image of myself as a strong player now, so it's really hard to walk that back, but I need to do everything I can. Roydy was also very impressive in this week's challenge, man. 30-minute time limit, did 4 corrupted gauntlets with looting chests and no deaths while being under Gielinor Games type pressure, making money for a team where they're relying on you. I mean, I wasn't fully aware what he was capable of, but him being on my team this week and seeing how well he did, like, damn, that dude is good. And I think I've been underrating him, man. Like, I just, very scary player, very impressed by Roydy this week. I get attention this week for getting lucky and doing a high risk method, but I think something like that, something like Roydy doing multiple like sub 7-minute gauntlets under pressure is very notable. All the more reason the farmers are terrifying. Super good performance from him. Anyway, let's get to the banning. What an awesome banning, man. Throwback to the escape room videos, we have an escape Falador Park without walking out or dying. And I saw a lot of people saying, like, what the heck, why are they poisoned? Like, that's so brutal. How were they ever supposed to figure this out? Realistically, they could have just interface stalled. Which I just, when you're under that much pressure, you probably just don't think of that. But if you were interface stalled, you could look through your quests, you could see what you've got completed, come up with a plan. You can take a couple minutes even when you're interface stalled. So imagine if someone had figured it out while poisoned. I think it would be such great content. So I loved watching this unfold over Discord screen share, everyone peanut gallery being like, oh no, I think this is the solution. Like, it was just so fun to watch. I'm sure it was super stressful for them. Us in the Discord call, I think we did figure out the solution, I want to say probably like 10 minutes before them. I think it took them 25 minutes or so, but it's not a fair comparison when you have an entire group of us thinking about it and like saying ideas out loud and we're not under pressure. It's tough when you're in a banning. It really is. So anyway, Hootie ends up taking it, which is best case scenario for me. I did want Dino gone. Sorry, Dino, you're a good dude. It's all the game. Which means someone I sent in there won't be coming back vengeful next week with a sabotage. And even better, Hootie ends up picking the money. No sabotage to worry about next week, which is great. Just gameplay. So I DM'd Solo Mission after the tribunal call. I just wanted him to know that I saved him. I really want him to know that I have his back going forward, and I hope that he has mine. And that's basically all it's about. But honestly, I did have a bit of a mindset shift about the game this week, and the farmers are a very scary alliance, and the more the numbers dwindle down, the less players remain in this game, the bigger portion that they control as a team of 4. So that is definitely pretty scary. Anyway, I will see you guys in the week 4 review. Subscribe if you are not subscribed to this channel so you know when they come out. And yeah, see ya.